booktube channel, and today I'm going to do a tag. I've been talking about it like forever. I think I mentioned it in my February wrap-up or something, but I'm gonna do the books and makeup book tag. I never said this in, I don't think, either in my YouTube or my Instagram, but something I really like besides reading and books, and that is makeup. I really love makeup, and I love doing my makeup and inventing and everything, especially like in Carnival and Halloween. I really like innovating and everything. So I thought this would be a good day to do this because I'm filming like 3 videos. So why not get ready and show you how I do it? So I changed the order of the tag just because the original order is not how I do my makeup, and I really don't like doing it. In the original order you have like primer, foundation, concealer and everything, and I like to start with my eyeshadow just because I really like to get in there and be messy, and if anything comes out a little out of place I can just clean it and we're ready to go without ruining my foundation and my face and everything. Also, this is the first time you're seeing me without glasses. I'm not so sure how I feel about that because I don't like seeing myself without glasses. I'm just so used to seeing me with them, and because they cover my under eyes, which are like huge, you can swim in here. So yeah, this is not gonna be something you are going to see a lot, hopefully. So without further ado, let's get into this. So for my eyeshadow, which is the first category I'm considering, it says pick a book with your favorite colors on the cover. And my favorite color is purple, or anything purpley related, lilacs and everything. And I chose Half-Blood by Jennifer L. Armentrout. This is the first book in the Covenant series, and it was the first book I read as an ebook because I usually only read like physical books and everything. And I have a friend, and she reads a lot as an ebook. And we were talking one day at Taekwondo, and she just said, well, why don't you try it? You just install the Kindle app on your tablet, and well, there's this really great series and it is for free right now, so why don't you check it out and give it a shot? And I was like, okay, let's do it. And I downloaded all sorry. I downloaded all 5 of the Covenant series books, and I think it is a really good series, except for the ending, because from my notes that I was just checking earlier, the ending left me a bit God. So basically we're following a society created by demigods, and you actually have like 3 types of people now. You have the gods, like the sons of demigod, and then you can have demigod, half-blood, and no magic blood, whatever. So in this society we're following a girl in the Covenant, which is like a training school, and she's a half-blood, which means she's going to be a soldier preparing herself to protect the purebloods. But I actually don't remember that like quite as well, but she is like a sentient, I believe. I don't know, I don't remember the name. She has like this super awesome power where if she is used correctly, she can save the world from the Titans and the bad guys and whatever. And they are attacked, and the guy she likes, which is a pureblood, is hurt or something. It's a whole mess. I read this book like 3 years ago, so don't blame me. And yeah, I really like that cover. It has like a beautiful flower on it. It's really great. for eyeshadow, I am using my Soph X. Oh god. Okay, this cover is really shiny, so this is my Soph X Makeup Revolution. Say hi to the camera. This is a second palette with Makeup Revolution. I also have the first one, but I have been using that one quite a lot because it's like really neutrals and something. And this one is more kind of fun. So this is what it looks like. As you can see, I made quite a big dent in this shade, and I have like this shade over here, which is starting to get a dent. And I really like this eyeshadow palette. I've made so many different looks with it. I can make it kind of neutral, which is what I'm gonna do today. And I've made it look like, I've made a sunset eye out of this. I've made a green look. I've made like a beautiful black and yellow look. It looked awesome, and it's just really good. I really like it. Also, any palettes from Makeup Revolution, they're really good. I have like a bunch of them, and they are just amazing. So what I usually do is I pick up a bit of concealer. I need to put this up. I'm so sorry, but I need to see my face. So, God. Okay. Let's try and do it like this. So what I usually do is I pick up a bit of concealer. I put it on my eyelids. And then I blend it out, and then I start doing my makeup. And this is the final look. As you can see, I can get like really messy here, and that's why I don't really like to do my foundation first, just because I really like to get messy and be able to work with the colors as I like them. So for eyeliner, it says pick a dark and mysterious book, and I chose The Seven Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle. This book, oh my god, I read this book in January, and we're following like a situation. We're not following a person, we're following a situation where the heir of the Hardcastle family, which is Evelyn, she dies at 11 p.m. without a fail, and we're following the main character, and it's a guy, okay, but I can say his name. We're following this guy, and he is kind of reliving the same day, but in different people. Like, he has from whatever time the host wakes up until the host goes to bed or goes to sleep, and he needs to find who killed Evelyn Hardcastle in 7 days. And that's kind of where it all goes down. So I really like this book. This was a 5 stars for me, and it was amazing. You have all the pieces to build the enigma on your own, but you really need the insights of, well, the main character and other characters to really figure it out. And since you're reliving the same situation every day, the first part of the book can be a really pain in the ass, because it really wants to give you this atmospheric feeling where you can actually feel you're in the mansion. So it really describes like the forest and the mansion and the entryway and the servants' quarters and the rooms and the library, and yeah, that part can be a real pain in the ass. I really like it though, it's really good. And for eyeliner, I'm using my Kiko Definition eyeliner. It's a, like, it's not a pen eyeliner, it's one of these. And this is actually not my favorite eyeliner. I actually don't really like it, but my, whoop, camera, hi. Okay, so this is it, this is the tip. And I actually don't really like this eyeliner, but I can't find my NYX one, which is like the Epic Ink Liner. I love that eyeliner, I really like it, but I think I kind of lost it, which it's kind of okay. It was already like almost over, but now I need to find a new one, and I really don't want to try the NYX one again just because I already did it. So let's get to applying this baby on my eyes, and hopefully I won't make a dragon wing. Okay, so I'm going with baby wings today, like almost no wings. And really, this eyeliner fades really quickly for my taste. And it is kind of hard to get like a precise line, just because I do tremble a lot and it's way easier with a pen. But it does its job, so I'm just finishing it before I go out and buy a new one. But yeah. This one has been serving me well. Okay, so for mascara we have Pick a Long Book, and I'm gonna go with the longest book I have ever read, which is Queen of Air and Darkness by Cassandra Clare. And oh my god, is that book long. Like really, really long. It has like 1912 pages, I believe. I haven't read it like in physical format. I have read it in audiobook format, which was like about 30 hours. It took me a week to get through that monster, and whoa, god. Also, the way the story is told, I feel like it makes the book seem longer than it actually is. Just personal opinion. And for mascara, I'm using my Paradise Ecstatic. In the States it's called Lash Paradise by L'Oreal. I really like this one, and yeah, I use it every day, even if I'm not wearing like a full face of makeup like I am today. But I always use it, even if it's like mascara, lipstick, and I'm ready to go. And it is applied. Like, can you see the size of my lashes? They look like really huge. Don't take notice of my skin because I know it looks really bad, but god, I love this mascara. It's just so great. Next step in my routine is primer and moisturizer. The category is only called primer, but I do use both of these, and it is pick a book that left a lasting impression in you. And I have a book that made a good impression and a book with a bad impression. So for a book with a bad, they're also both by the same author, so yeah. So book with a good impression, bad impression, I'm sorry. Will Grayson by John Green and David Levithan. Ugh! This was my first 1-star of the year. It was painful. This book is like 300 pages or something. God, no. We're following two guys named Will Grayson, but that's kind of the only thing they have in common. And then, like, the story is a mess. It really sounds like someone just said, well, hey, I have a story with the same name as your main character. Let's put it together. And then they put it together, and then they're like, well, but they're kind of different, don't you think? There's nothing going on. And the other one said, well, that's okay. Let's just make like one character that goes in between stories and fucks up the life of both main characters, but it's kind of likable and it's kind of cute, so that will be okay. And then we'll make like this message of, yes, we live for you. And oh god, no. No, this book was bad. Bad, bad, bad. Like, oof, boy. I was reading it with a friend and we were like, are you enjoying this? And she was like, no, are you? And I'm like, no, but I don't want to DNF it. It was the Be Nerdy Book Club book for the month of March. So we were like, I really don't want to DNF it, but I'm really not enjoying it. So we both like motivated the other to just plow through this, and oof, God, I gotta say it didn't get better at all. Nah. So for the good impression, and I love this book and I love the movie. It is The Fault in Our Stars by John Green. Let me show you the original cover, which is like this. I really like the dust jacket because I really like the movie, so I don't take it off. And we're following Hazel Grace, and she has a cancer in her lungs, and she needs this oxygen thingy to breathe correctly, and she's forced by her mother to go to this support group just so she doesn't get depressed because she has cancer. And then she meets Augustus Waters, and he's had cancer in a leg, and he's at that support group as well, and they fall in love, and it's a beautiful story of love that broke my heart. I cried so hard on this book and on this movie. Well, guaranteed I didn't see it at the best time. This is kind of, well, not a lot of people know this, but my grandmother from my mom's side died of cancer in 2014, and I watched this movie with my mom like in October, like a little after she died, and she died of cancer. So it's quite sentimental for me and my mom. And then I got this book for Christmas, I believe, and then I read it, and then I cried my eyeballs out even more because it is really accurate of, well, what a life of a person with cancer can be, and the suffering for the family and for the person itself, and how it wills us to be good people just because, well, our life on earth is limited. I give you that, but I don't think you should be just a bad person in general. That's kind of it. And to turn us from this depressing, well, hindsight, my moisturizer is the Primark one, Face the Day. It's the one with the green lid, okay? I don't think they sell these anymore. But this is their oil-free moisturizer, and it has like tea tree oil and ginger and something else. Witch hazel. Oh, it has witch hazel. Hazel. And it's for oily and blemish-prone skin. In my close-up for my lashes, you could see like this area here and like here and here. I have a lot of blemishes, and yeah, I use this twice a day, and I'm like halfway through the pot. So good price value, and it really does work, and it smells amazing. For the primer part, also from Primark, is my, well, it's not mine, it's my mom's, but we kind of share it. It's the matte primer from Primark, and it is a mattifying skin primer. My skin tends to get oily as hell, and this actually works, and it helps like my nose pores here. It really does help. One thing you need to be careful with this though is if you apply a lot, then you will have like this thick layer between your skin and your foundation, and your foundation will start to peel off. This is a silicone primer, so you really do need to be careful. Also, when using this, I'm just gonna start applying it. When using this, be sure you really do take your makeup at the end of the day. Oh god, I caught it, it's fine. So be sure you really do like take your makeup properly at the end of the day. Just because it is a silicone primer and it is like filling up your pores and everything, so if you leave it, it won't be good for your skin. Okay, so primer applied. My skin is feeling super soft. Don't notice my blemishes, please. And I think it's like, I don't think you can see it just because my lighting isn't the best. But here, usually on the side of the nose, I have like huge pores, but they're not so visible anymore. And my skin feels like super soft. Also, with silicone primers, you really need to help them blend in and get into your skin, or else you'll have that thick layer I was talking about. So yeah, you just need to keep rubbing them. Primer is done, moisturizer is done. Let's go to foundation and finally cover some of my beautiful blemishes. And well, the next step is foundation, and it says favorite first book in a series, and I'm gonna say Caraval. I read this book in December, the end of December, and oh my god, is this good. And we're following Scarlet Dragna. She has a sister, which is Donatella, and they are abused by their father. Not like physically abused, he just hits them a lot. And it is a very manipulative bastard. And Stella always, not Stella, Scarlet, bleh. I'm mixing their names. Scarlet always writes to this Master of Caraval, because it is said that anyone who wins the game gets a wish, and she wants that wish to be to free herself and her sister from their father. And I really like the story. So we're following Scarlet as she plays Caraval, and it is so good. It is magical. It is like different from what we've seen before in as magic goes. And then like with legendary, well, some things left me kind of and the others left me like yes. Like the world building is great, the character building is great. You can see them evolving throughout the book, and you can see their kind of mechanisms of thought, and it is really good, really good. I really like it. For foundation, this is my ride or die, and I do have another one, foundation, but this is what I'm using now just because the other one is way too dark for me right now. And I'm using the Maybelline Superstay Matte in the shade 30 Sand. This is a full coverage foundation. What I usually do is like here. I get a pump in my hand, which is about this much, covering it up. Then I pick it up and I put it in the sides of my face. If I need, I'll just add some more, but this is kind of the amount I usually use. Then I get my beauty sponge. This is from Primark. It's not a beauty blender or anything. And I just go like this. Okay, so as you can see, like I've sheared it out enough, okay? I really don't like having a really thick layer of foundation, so I really just shear it out for a bit. As you can see, it's kind of like covered a bit of my blemishes. You can see them as well as you could see them earlier. And yeah, I haven't done my under eyes yet. We'll get to that in a second, but I really like it. This foundation is really good. I just really don't like having a really thick layer. You can actually build this up until you have kind of like a mask. Not my thing, but this is me. As I was looking for my eyebrow thingy, I actually found my NYX Epic Ink Liner. It should say the name here, but it is so worn out that you can't really see it anymore. It's just really, really, really worn. I use this every single day. Well, when I know where it is. So for my eyebrows, which I don't do a lot to them, okay? It says, pick a book you think everyone should read. And for that, I thought I would go for one of my favorite underrated books, and it is The Heir of Seven Waters by Juliet Marillier. This is the Portuguese edition, well, as well as some of the other books, but I didn't mention it. As you guys may know, I'm Portuguese. English is my second language. And this was a book my mom gave me like one day when she went to the book fair, and she gave me this as a Child's Day gift, because she gives me, like, honestly, she gives me a book every year for Child's Day, so it's really cool. I really like it, and she knows I love books. So this is a book. This is romance slash fantasy, okay? This is a very heavy romance fantasy book. If you don't like romance, I would kind of say stay away from this one. And yeah, so we're following Claudia, and she's the she's like the fourth oldest sister in the household. And her mother just had like the first male in the family, which is Finbar, and Claudia is supposed to be watching him when he is kidnapped and switched by a baby of, well, kind of like tree. He's a tree baby. I really don't know how to say in English the name, but yeah, so Claudia just knows where to go, like there's a note or something, and she decides to go and look for her brother and switch the baby, well, the tree baby, with her real brother. And she is joined by a guy whose name I really don't remember, but, well, he decides to join her. I think it's Cathal. Yeah, I believe that's his name. I really don't know. I haven't read this book in a really long time. I posted a Instagram picture of this book as well as some other books. I'm gonna mention it like after this. where I really want to read this book as a bookstagrammer and as a reviewer, because I haven't read this in a really long time. But Juliet Marillier is great. The world building is great. The characters are great. Like the family relationships in this one and the other book in the series, which I do have in physical copy, are amazing. And the magic system is really, really good actually. And I don't think people talk about her enough. I haven't really heard anyone talking about her actually. So yeah, this is a really, really, really must read recommendation. For my eyebrows, like I said, I really have bushy eyebrows, so I really don't need to do a lot to them. So what I have this Primark pencil, but it's too warm for me. So what I usually do is I get the spoolie and I just brush them. Really it. Well, I'm gonna show you the rest of the pencil, okay? It has like one of these tips that is kind of a triangle, and it has a powder like this. But like I said, this is way too warm for me, and it was the darker shade, so yeah, my eyebrows are good as they are. But to cover up some things, my lighting just disappeared. Sun, will he come back? He doesn't want to come back. Sorry for the lighting things, but I am filming with natural light, so it is bound to happen. So for concealer, I am using the Essence Camouflage Plus in the shade 20 Light Neutral. And well, you don't need a lot of this concealer, okay? What I usually do is like 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. A bit here. And a bit here. And this is what I usually do, okay? So this concealer, it spreads like wildfire, okay? You really need to be careful, and it is very, very, very full coverage. Okay, so as I really don't like having a thick layer of foundation, I also don't like to have a thick layer of concealer, but you can see like my under eyes are gone from afar. You can, if I get like this, you can still see them, like they're not really dark, but you can see them. You can see the dips in it. So yeah, and this is what my face looks like with concealer on. I really like this concealer because it really is brightening, and it helps like hide from afar the dark under eyes, where if you get closer you can see the dips. Like, it's my skin, it's normal, it's my face, but I really like the effect, and you don't really need to use a lot, so it is cheap. It's like 2.5 euros, I believe, but it lasts you for a long time. Category, it is powder, and I'm gonna close my mirror from my eyeshadow, and I'm gonna start using the mirror from my powder thingy. And well, it says pick your fave last book in a series. And oh wait, I didn't say concealer, whoops. For concealer it says pick some characters you wish you didn't exist. And Zara Dearborn, please, God, go away. This is a character from the Dark Artifice series by Cassandra Clare, and oh my God, how I hate her and her family. And basically anyone else, like Manuel Villalobos, please go away either. Like, anyone from the cohort can go away. Really far away. And never, ever come back. Like, please, God, go away. Okay, so now for powder. And I'm sorry, I forgot to say that. But it is pick your last your favorite last book in the series. And it is the last book in the Hunger Games series. I can't really remember the name in English. In Portuguese is A Revolta. And I'm really trying to find the name in English. Mockingjay by Suzanne Collins. And this is one series that I really want to read as a reviewer because I read it a long time ago, like the books in Portuguese and everything. So I really want to read this book again as a reviewer. But this book, as from what I recall, it's so good, so good. It broke my heart, but it evolved the world and the story more and more and more until like the final moment. Oh, yes, please. And I really do want to reread it. It's good. So for powder, I'm gonna use my Makeup Revolution and Imagination collaboration. This is the Highlight to the Moon palette. I love the holographic purple packaging. And this has like three powders, contours, and highlighters. This one is divided in half, so you kind of have four. And oh boy, I really like this palette, and I really didn't want it to be in the video, but life is not cooperating with me. So what I usually do with powders is I have, where is it? Where is it? So this is like a big powder brush, and I usually use two. Here's the other one. So I use, God please, now I can use the video as my mirror. So yeah. Okay, so I usually use this one as my under eye setting powder, and I go for the normal like skin like shade, and I just pat it. My face, I pick up the big fluffy brush, and I also take the same shade, like a bit, and I just go like. That's it. Like, no simpler way to like powder your face, I guess. This category, they only say like blush, but they also don't mention like contour and bronzer, so I'm gonna put them three together. And for blush it says, pick a book with cringy romance, with cringe-worthy romance. And again, Lady Midnight by Cassandra Clare. This is book number 1 in the Dark Artifices series. I've mentioned all 3 books in this tag. And Julian and Emma. That's all I'm gonna say. Julian and Emma. God. Yeah. Going to some, well, happier things. For blush, I'm gonna use the, well, I'm not gonna start with blush, but I'm just gonna name it anyway. I'm gonna use the Catrice Cosmetics. It's the blush box, and it is supposedly waterproof and sweatproof, and it is in the shade 030 Golden Coral. This is like a really nice corally blush. This was my first blush ever, and I like it because I'm not really like a blush girl, and that one is soft enough that I can build it up, but it isn't like Oh boy, I'm a clown now. So for contour, I'm gonna use the Imagination palette again, and I just mixed like these two shades, like this one. Wait, sorry, this one and this one. I just mixed them up and we're ready to go. Gets like this, which it usually does. I just get my powder brush and there. I just even it out a bit just so it's not like that marked on my face. For bronzer, I'm using the W7 Honolulu bronzer, and this is something I won an advent calendar on a contest with Maki Beauty, and this was one of the gifts in it. It's just like your regular bronzer, and it is a dupe for the what's it called, the Benefit one, the Hula bronzer. This one is pigmented. Okay, and now for the blush. Okay, like I said, I'm gonna use the Catrice one, and I usually use like an angled brush just because I can fit it here and go back. It gives like this beautiful, just corally look. It's just like a healthy pop of color. Like it's not that intense. Okay, so for highlighter, it says, pick a book that brightens your day. And we all knew it was coming. It's inevitable, and it is Harry Potter. And I have two versions of the same book. Like, this is the Portuguese one, this is the English one. And yeah, this is my favorite series ever. I grew up reading this. I grew up watching the movies. I am a huge fan of Harry Potter, and I have the rest of the collection here. As you can see, I have like the whole collection in Portuguese, and then I have the Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix in an English version. This is the first edition I found. And then I have Harry Potter and the Cursed Child, also bought like the day it came out. And then I have Fantastic Beasts Crimes of Grindelwald, which was gifted to me for Christmas, and I love it. So, also I have Quidditch Throughout the Ages in Portuguese and in English, and I have Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them in English. So yeah, as you can see, I have a huge collection of Harry Potter things. I also have like this mini Harry Potter, and I have Hermione here, and I have Fleur here, and I have Luna in my keychain, like my house keys. And for highlighter, I'm gonna use, where's my brush? Oh, here. If you see me looking down, it's just because I'm looking for my brushes. So I'm using the W7 Glow Commotion. This is a dupe for the Balm Mary Luminizer, which is like a cult favorite, and I really like this highlighter. If you want, it can be like sheared out to be just a little bit of glow, but I am not really into like a soft glow. I want you to be able to use my highlighter as those lights they use to guide the planes. That's how intense I like it. And I'm switching to my mirror from my palette again, just because the other one was too big. Okay, so here's the thing. As much as I do like an intense highlighter, I don't like to see like the marks. You can clearly see them here now. And what I do, powder brush, and I just go like this. This step of actually going back with your powder brush and everything also kind of helps like the bronzer and the contour to mingle with the brush, the blush and the highlighter. So that's what I really like to do, and I really keep it like at hand. So I do one thing and then I go back, and then I do the other and I go back. And that's kind of what I do on my everyday basis. Done. We're missing one thing, and it is lipstick, and it says your favorite book, Kiss. And I decided to go with something more recent that I've read recently, like this month. And it is the kiss between Alina and Mal of the Grishaverse trilogy. This happens in Shadow and Bone. I haven't read the other two, but this is a pairing that I really want to see more and more of, and I really hope they don't break my heart, because I heard that Lee Bardugo has a thing for breaking hearts, and I like my heart full where it is. For lips, initially I used only lipstick, like when you're ready to go, but more recently, like since Christmas, because I got that advent calendar thingy, I got like a bunch of lip pencils, and they do help, and I do really like to use them. So I'm gonna use one of those. This is the W7 lip twister in the shade 2 Bob, and this is just like this. It is a twist up like this, and this is just a nude shade. My only thing with these is they smell, and they smell like wax. It's not a good smell, but they're freaking good. They can hold up a lipstick or a liquid lip or even a gloss for hours. They're really good like that, but they smell terrible. For lipstick, I'm going with something a little bit more fun and vibrant, and I'm gonna go with the Super Matte Liquid Lip from Primark in the shade Cherry Kiss. I don't know if these sell anymore. I don't think so, but it's a pinky reddish color. I really like it. It really reminds me of cherries and summer and spring and warm, and yeah, that's what it really does for me. Okay, the lip in the monitor thingy, it looks intense, but oh god. Yeah, this is the final look. This is kind of my everyday. I really like simple eyes, and then I go with Bam lips. This lip is not this color like in real life. I'm telling you, I'll just post a picture of it like in natural light so you can see the real color, just because my phone camera does tend to enhance colors, and this lip is not as bright red as it appears. I do have one that is bright red, but it's not this one. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. I had a really fun time filming this book tag, and it's amazing. If you know any more book tags that you want me to do, please leave them in the comments down below. Click the subscribe button and the bell button so you can catch up on all my new videos. My week this week is gonna be super busy because we're gonna have 3 videos. This one, the March wrap-up, and the April TBR. And we may have or may not have some ARC reviews coming up. Like I said in my ARC review video, I'm gonna start doing them just because they're ARCs and I really want you to know my thought process on rating them. And yeah, this is it. Bye guys.